So Oscars just happened. Let me check who won for the best pictures. One battle after another won? And it won against Train Dreams, Sinners, The Secret Agent, Marty Supreme, Frankenstein, F1. Let's talk about it, shall we? Hi YouTube, this is Ali, and yes, I have watched One Battle After Another because it just won the Oscar for the Best Picture, Best Supporting Director, and all other Oscars for screenplay, for cinematography. But today I'm specifically going to talk about the plot and the story, and in the end I will give you my 2 cents on whether or not I think that this is supposed to be a righteous winner for the Oscar, or do I think that there are other films that if you're interested in watching should be one of your consideration. Before I go on and answer the question whether this film deserves your time or whether or not this film deserves to win the Best Picture for 2026, I would like to tell you about myself. I am Ali, one of the independent filmmaker, writer, director here in Pakistan, hoping to make a full feature film. And this video is going to be the evidence that if I can pull it off, hopefully, then all of you indie filmmakers watching, you can pull it off as well. So don't wait for the right time and right gear and right camera and lighting, and get started with what you already have. Let me answer the question of whether or not you should watch this film. It all boils down to the person or the audience. If you are a big fan of Del Toro or DiCaprio, then you're not going to be disappointed with their performance. Their performance is really up there. But the plot and the story, I have mixed feelings. There are 4 main scenes that really kept me going with this film, other than all the other fillers that this movie throws at the audience. Here is the plot of One Battle After Another in a nutshell. The story is about a former radical who lives in secret with his teenage daughter to escape his past. A corrupt official from his youth returns after 16 years to hunt them down. The father enters a world of political chaos and revolution to rescue his only child. The story explores the lasting impact of war and the struggle for redemption. I'm talking about DiCaprio, who plays the radical, and the corrupt official is Sean Penn with his brilliant acting. I really liked the fact that he went all in with his gestures, with his body language, and not only his facial expressions, but the whole demeanor is of a person who is corrupt to its core. So if you're a type of person who are into politics, crime, drama, then this film is for you. But to me, I think this film should have condensed into 90 minutes as opposed to 2 hours and 20 minutes of runtime. There are a lot of stories and there are a lot of fillers that they put in. I don't know why, because of the budgets or the story or to complement the whole universe. But to me, I think there are only 4 scenes that kept me hooked and wanted to watch this film to the entirety. Let's talk about the scene that pulled me back into the film. While DiCaprio was running around trying to hide from Colonel Lockjaw, he found Del Toro, his former gang member. Del Toro took him to his place to gather help and try to find his daughter. This is where Del Toro's place got raided by Colonel Lockjaw. DiCaprio tried to run off. He fell down from the floor and got tased by the cops and got arrested. And that was the scene that do it for me. Because other than that, all the other scenes were good, but they were not that good that kept me by the edge of my seat. The other scene that got me hooked is actually a follow-up scene to when DiCaprio got arrested. As he got pulled into the police station by the cops for further investigation, the nurse who's responsible for taking DiCaprio's medical is actually Del Toro's people. She uncuffed him and shown him the exit so he can run off. As DiCaprio was going down the exit, he saw Del Toro in a car waiting for him. This is actually a very clever scene because Paul Thomas Anderson could have wrote this scene and turned it into an action scene, but he didn't, which I personally prefer. Clever written scene over any action scene because it makes you think and it gives us different hindsight and different angle to the story. Now comes the most thrilling scene of the entire film. I'm talking about the bounty hunter scene. So just for a little bit of a context, Colonel Lockjaw gets his hands on DiCaprio's daughter. He is under the impression that DiCaprio's daughter is actually his biological daughter. So he ran the DNA test, and as it turned out, his doubts were true. He made a mistake, and now he wants to get rid of his daughter. So he took his daughter to the bounty hunter to finish her off. So the bounty hunter is actually a professional. He had assassination experience, so he's the perfect man for the job. So he took the girl to his place for assassination. So as the members were there and they're getting ready to assassinate the girl, the bounty hunter was sitting in the car and his mind changed. Now, as opposed to being a killer, he became the savior of the girl, and he went back and found the whole team of his and he killed every single one of him to protect the daughter, and in the midst of things in the shooting he got killed. Now the important part of the scene is the killer is not always the killer, but a little moment can change him and can change the entirety of a person in a second. That goes to show that it's never too late to be a good person, even though you've been a bad person your entire life. All it takes is 1 second decision. Lastly, I have to talk about the highway shootout scene. I think it's the best scene I have seen in a film in a while. A bit of a context. DiCaprio's daughter ran away from the place where the bounty hunter got killed. As she was on a highway going towards the city, she noticed that someone is chasing her. He's the same guy who shot Colonel Lockjaw. Now, she hid herself in the bushes and then she killed that guy as he got hit by her car that she perfectly plotted in the middle of the road. Now, as DiCaprio was tailing the guy, he found out his daughter in the bushes. Because his daughter was in the zone, she shot not knowing that it's her father in front of her. That goes to show that as the adrenaline is in your body rushing through your veins, you do not know and you do not sense who's in front of him. So, anyways, the film itself has perfectly acted. Colonel Lockjaw's acting was superb. DiCaprio, as always, brilliant. And that little girl, she was actually surprised me. She did a terrific job, and I think the story wasn't that good in all in itself, but Del Toro's acting was good as well. And I think the supporting acting category goes to Colonel Lockjaw, Sean Penn. You were brilliant. I would give it 9 out of 10. His acting was superb. The story I would give 7 out of 10. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I would like to thank you if you are so far into this video. I appreciate it. And one of my short film is pretty much completed, and the final cut is out, is going to be released in a week. So to watch that film, I want you to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, give me your opinion whether or not my critique was on point or not, and write down what film you want me to cover next. I'm Ali, signing off. I'll catch you in the next film. Peace out.